Now a couple comments from me, and then we'll get started. Be patient here with the wind. Here's what I'm going to ask of you tonight. I'm going to ask of you tonight to consider what's acceptable in healthcare system status quo, and if you think the status quo is acceptable, what is working for you, and what is not acceptable in the healthcare system status quo, and let me know that as well. That's going to help me make some decisions as we move forward in the debate on healthcare reform. I think healthcare reform needs to happen. The debate in Congress right now is about, hold on. The debate in Congress right now is about how that's going to happen. Now, every second people applaud or boo or cheer someone's response or comment will be time, it just naturally will be, it brings the sun closer down. So you'll need to decide about controlling yourself in response to comments that are made. But there are some things about the status quo that are unacceptable. Discrimination and coverage based on age and gender needs to stop. We need to change that. Discrimination based on pre-existing conditions, we need to fix that. We need to change that. Okay? Rescinding health care coverage based on anything but fraud. We need to stop that. We need to stop that rescission from happening. But if you engage in fraud, don't come knocking on my door. I'm not going to help. If people have insurance and a physician they like, you shouldn't have to change it. And there's nothing in any bill that I've read that's going to force anybody to change. Bill in front of us, H.R. 3200. And H.R. 3200 is 227,000 words long. 227,000 words long. It's not quite 1,200 pages, it's 1,026 pages long. And if you took that bill and condensed it down to a Sunday newspaper, it'd be no longer than the Sunday Everett Herald. If you took that bill, which is right here, condensed it down to the Sunday Everett Herald, it's no longer than the Sunday Everett Herald. So you can read that. It's in English too. I mean, I've read it. So 227,000 words long. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Some days I feel like Rodney Dangerfield.
Don't deserve respect.
227,000 words long. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix is 267,000 words long. Moby Dick is 212,000 words long. So it's shorter than Harry Potter, but I assure you, this bill is as dense as Moby Dick. No question about it. That's why I have read it. And as we continue to move forward in this debate and amendments come up, I'm now in a position to take those amendments and put them in the context of this particular bill that we're debating in the House and try to determine, okay, how does this fit into some of the things I've heard from people in Mount Vernon, in Everett. Presumably there's people who are outside of my district who are here tonight as well. I'm going to try to focus on my district folks tonight. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try. So it's very important that as we move forward tonight, keep in mind respect, keep in mind patience because of the environment that we're in. Keep in mind what I'm asking you to provide to me so that I can actually take something from the town halls that I'm having and use that information in helping make decisions as we move forward on this bill. So with that, I want to welcome you all and get started. So I've got some section folks up here, if you kind of raise your hands up there. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to ask you to move to the aisle as well. The guy who wisely wore the bright yellow way up in the corner so I could see him, you're first. Second will be the woman in the yellow. Move to the aisle. Rapika, all the way up. If you like, and give me your name and where you're from.
My name, John Smith. I live in Marysville.
My name's John Smith.
Thank you for letting me speak.
Sure, John.
Okay, I'm a centrist. A little bit libertarian, a little bit conservative, just so people know where I'm coming from. I think that most people in America are also kind of in the middle. All right? A little nervous too.
You're doing a great job.
I think that healthcare probably needs some improvements. I'm part of a government healthcare system called TRICARE, and it isn't the greatest in the world.
Right.
I believe in charity. I believe in helping my fellow man to a point. So I did some research. The Census Bureau population clock shows that there are 307 million people in the U.S. The president says there's 46 million uninsured or underinsured. Census Bureau data supports that. That's 15% of the total population. The Census Bureau also shows that 10 million of the uninsured are not U.S. citizens. And I understand that when stuff happens to people, they need care no matter where they're from, but okay. So we have 36 million U.S. citizens who are uninsured, which is only 12% of the population. According to the Kaiser Foundation, and I've heard that's a liberal think tank, okay, 9% of those don't work. 12% only work part-time. 80% of the uninsured or underinsured are of working age between 18 and 64, which means they could be working. I'm almost done.
Okay.
The Kaiser Foundation claims on their website that the Congressional Budget Office analysis found that 36 million people would remain uninsured even if the Senate's $1.6 trillion health care is passed. So what's the point? Why are we even doing this?
So, a couple things. That CBO report on the Senate bill, I can't speak a lot to the Senate bills, but I know that the CBO report on that particular Senate bill was based on an incomplete version of the Senate bill, and that's a fact. So the CBO report on House Bill 3200 indicates that after it's all said and done, 3% of the folks would remain uninsured. So that's in the CBO report. John brings up an interesting question. I'll anticipate a question that I'm sure someone will ask later. And so we'll get this one out of the way. I'm sure it won't get the booing and hooting and hollering out of the way, but I'm sure that'll happen. But with regards to illegal immigrants, Section 246 of the bill. Section 246 of the bill. Section 246 of the bill says, nothing in this subtitle shall allow federal payments for the affordability credits on behalf of individuals who are not lawfully present in the United States. What's that mean? No federal payments for undocumented aliens. In other words, illegal immigrants. It's in the bill. It's in the bill.